Welcome to the third annual GatherVerse S.H.E Summit. I'm Tamara Lechner, and I'm joining you from beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. I join you today as a mother, a daughter, a sister, a partner, and a founder of AI for Human Flourishing. It is my absolute honor and privilege to welcome you to these transformative 3 days we will share. Like so many of you, my journey with my gender awareness evolved slowly. Despite early advantages, I was a Canadian citizen who excelled academically. I had loving parents, blonde hair, blue eyes, and a belief that I could do anything boys could do. In high school, when there was no overlap between popular girls and smart girls, I dimmed my light and started to make parts of myself small. In my career, despite facing the all too familiar challenges of unwanted advances and glass ceilings, I still told myself gender had not impacted my path. If I didn't acknowledge, I wasn't a victim. The awakening came gradually as I raised daughters, and a tipping point came during my work in the science of happiness, an invitation to speak in S.H.E with an all-male panel to an all-male audience. Is happiness only for men, I wondered? That's when I truly understood human flourishing cannot exist for just one gender, period. When Christopher Lafayette, GatherVerse's founder and a friend, asked me to open this summit, his answer when I wondered, why a S.H.E Summit, revealed everything. As a Black male founder raised by strong women and men, Christopher understands that creating equitable spaces means intentionally centering marginalized voices. Since 2022, GatherVerse has welcomed nearly 100,000 attendees, featuring over 1,200 speakers with a remarkable 58% women representation across all events. The core principles are humanity first, accessibility, education, equality, community development, safety and privacy, well-being, and ethics. You are going to be inspired to act by what you experience here. So please consider joining future GatherVerse summits as a speaker or a volunteer by visiting gatherverse.com. And to stay connected with me and my work in human flourishing and technology, please reach out to me on LinkedIn or find me at aiforhumanflourishing.com. Over the next 3 days, I invite you to share boldly, connect deeply, and consider your role in shaping our future. To ground us right now in this moment, I'd like to share a poem that I think speaks to our collective journey here. It's titled Breathe by Becky Helmsley. She sat at the back and they said she was shy. She led from the front and they hated her pride. They asked her advice and then questioned her guidance. They branded her loud and were shocked by her silence. When she shared no ambition, they said it was sad. So she told them her dreams and they said she was mad. They told her they'd listen, then they covered their ears. And they gave her a hug while they laughed at her fears. And she listened to all of it, thinking she should be the girl they told her to be, best as she could. But one day she asked what was best for herself instead of trying to please everyone else. So she walked to the forest and she stood with the trees and she heard the wind whisper and dance with the leaves. She spoke to the willow, the elm, and the pine. And she told them what she'd been told time after time. She told them she felt she was never enough. She was either too little or far, far too much. Too loud or too quiet, too fierce or too weak, too wise or too foolish, too bold or too meek. Then she found a small clearing surrounded by firs, and she stopped. And she heard what the trees said to her. And she sat there for hours, not wanting to leave, for the forest said nothing. It just let her breathe. My wish for all of you and for all of us over the next 3 days together is that together we find a way to breathe a little more deeply and lean into our personal too muchness. May you all flourish in 2025, and may your gather be well.